This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the British horror, The Descent. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody. Just a pre-episode intro to do some housekeeping. First, the long-awaited Descent episode is finally here. I know, we've talked about it a lot in our previous episodes, pretty much acting like it had already come out, but it hadn't. Due to some personal events, it just kept getting delayed. So we hope you enjoy it now. Also with that, this was recorded in October of 2025, so we do apologize if the audio is a little rough. Secondly, you may have noticed this came out on a Monday instead of a Sunday. I ended up getting a new job, which has affected our recording and editing schedules, so moving forward, episodes are going to be released on Mondays instead. I think that's all I got, so with that, let's get into it. A classic by standards of me, at least, and
Yes.
a lot of people.
100%. No, we were talking about this in the car. I still remember the old commercial that played on TV back in when did this movie come out?
05.
05. Yeah, around that time when you had the aggressive announcer who was used in every single movie trailer.
Deep voice man.
Yeah, being what are the symptoms of being underground for too long, and then flashing all the words and stuff on screen and cutting the scenes from the movie and stuff. It's so iconic,
Yeah, this movie, I doing the research for it too, I didn't realize it was competing with an American movie coming out called The Cave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they were supposed to come out at around the same time, and they said, let's just speed up and we'll come out before The Cave does. But we've talked about this with a few other movies, and I'm going to say this at the top. Well, we've talked about 9/11 happening with a few movies. The London bombings happened when this movie came out.
Oh.
And I have always vaguely heard of the London bombings. Didn't really know what it was. It was 4 suicide bombers, 3 of which were in the London Underground, and one of which that was on a double-decker bus, trapping people underground. And this movie came out on July 6th, I believe. The London bombings happened July 7th.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of their marketing got revamped because their marketing was what's it like to be stuck underground? The terror, the fear. And it was there are actively people stuck, just happened. No one wants to watch that kind of movie. So they had to change a bunch of their marketing after that had happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so for that, I have it written here, 800 people got injured, and I think 57, excluding the bombers, died.
Jesus.
It was a big deal, and as a kid, I had never heard of it. It was only when I got older that I had heard of the London bombings, and I just said, I didn't know the scope of what that meant.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. I mean, I knew that it was suicide bombings, but I couldn't remember anything else other than that. Wow, that's interesting. Because, I mean, this movie's crazy. Even in the beginning, I mean, you get, it opens up with a bunch of ladies river rafting. They go down these rapids, which, fun fact, all of the ladies
did actually do the rafting.
They
did not have any stunt doubles for the scene, which I thought was fantastic, which means
they just had a river rafting trip to start out there filming.
And just all of their reactions to it are also just genuine.
Yes,
they didn't
100%.
have to act that, because I've done light water rafting, nothing to this extent, but that looks so fucking fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and they get to the bottom, and it's it's a fun little thing, and then
Paul and Jessica. Paul is Sarah, one of our trio here, husband, and Jessica is her little daughter, are watching and waiting, and she's like, I'm gonna pack up with the girls and then I'll meet you guys at the hotel. And Beth and Juno, who are the other two she's with, are we got it, you guys go have some fun. There is the scene where Sarah pushes Juno into the water, and they make Paul fish her out, and there's this weird tension between the two, and you're that's fucking weird. Before they drive off. Yeah,
and they're driving off, and Paul seems off still.
Yeah, he just seems very, she calls it perfect. She's you seem really distant right now. And he's I'm fine.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong. And he stares at her for far too long. And you watch, so it's you're sitting in the back seat watching them look at each other, and you can see the car coming. Well, not coming. There's a car passing them, and he swerves slowly and hits them in a head-on collision. And in the most Final Destination death, pipes burst out of like holders on top of this van and slam into their car, killing Jessica and Paul.
Yeah. It's a pretty like it's a stab through. You see like the back seat.
Yeah,
and you see the pipe go through the back seat and then the blood. And it's just quiet. And you see like the top down shot of the pipes going from the van into the car. And you're like, oh, fuck.
It took me a second to realize where the pipes were coming from because I didn't realize they had come from the top of the car. And I was looking at the van. And I was like, well, they didn't fly through the windshield. Where the fuck did these pipes come from? And it's not till like the end of the top down shot that you see that they had like canisters or something to hold those pipes up top.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it cuts to a weird like dream, right? Or it's like,
it's a weird, like, kind of in-between area of Jessica blowing out her birthday candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a weird... We get this scene a few times throughout the movie of just Jessica's last birthday, because I think it's because she didn't have it.
Yeah.
Because while they're in the car, Sarah turns around and is like, hey, when we get back home, do you want me to call your friend and see if she can come over for your birthday? And so I don't know if Sarah's picturing the previous birthday or the birthday that Jessica should have had.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So then it cuts from that to Sarah in a hospital bed actively trying to rip out her fucking IVs.
As people do back in the day when
apparently
they woke up from hospitals.
Just, you have your breathing tube, or like, the oxygen little tube around your nose. You have IV in, you have a freaking heartbeat monitor, and you're in a hospital gown. But the first thing you're going to do is rip everything off?
Yeah.
It drives me fucking insane. Like, you're in a hospital. How about you think about why you're in the fucking hospital for 4 seconds?
Why do they have you hooked up? Maybe just keep you alive?
Maybe.
Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, she wakes up and then she actually like, it's like dark. And she ends up like getting up out of bed.
It's weirdly like maybe it feels like it's maybe night outside because there's still like their fluorescent lights, but there's no one in her room with her. There's not an attending nurse. There's no one that comes when her heartbeat monitor gets ripped off and she's quote unquote flatlining. There's no one around, and then she goes into the hallway.
She starts running down the hall.
Well, she goes into the hallway and she stares and looks down, and this hospital hallway is empty. And then as she's looking, lights behind her start going off set by set by set, and she starts running down the hallway away from the dark, and there's no one around. She literally runs straight into Beth as she's like calling Jessica's name as she runs down the hallway, literally runs into Beth, who she just like collapses on, and all Beth says is she's gone. Yeah,
and then Sarah breaks down because that's when you realize like, oh, this is a very traumatic moment.
Yeah, and then people slowly start like trickling into the background, and you see doctors and nurses and visitors, and Juno's in the background too. Also, like, there are a few doctors that run by them, or like walk by them, and no one stops to check on Sarah. I'm like, this is a shit hospital.
Yeah. I love this movie. There were definitely some oversights when it came to stuff like that. We'll talk about one later that it's like small if you don't like really care to look into it, but like definitely makes sense. And I'll bring it up when it gets to it. But
I also have one that I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So I wonder if it's the same one or not.
Yeah.
We then switch over from the hospital to a year later, and you're getting like a drone shot of this car winding through the mountains, and we get a location identifier saying Appalachian Mountains, USA. On a side note, do you call it Appalachian or Appalachian?
Good question. I've never said that word out loud, and I don't think I ever will. Just to keep it mysterious. Maybe one day, like 70 episodes from now, I'm just gonna scream it out, and you're gonna be like, "What? Oh my god!"
Yeah, because I got into it I didn't get into it. Me and my coworkers were talking about like the Appalachian folklore, and I say Appalachian, and they're like, the Appalachian? What's the one we have? Prescott or Prescott?
Oh God, Prescott. Gross.
So that's all I could see there. It was like, I wonder how he says it. But we get that top-down view, and then it goes into the car, and we see Sarah and Beth driving just through the forest. They end up getting to a cabin where a like Jeep 4Runner type thing is already there. Juno runs out and meets them. They all hug, and just have this nice little greeting.
Yeah.
Juno sends Sarah inside and asks Beth once Sarah's out of earshot, like, is she okay? Like, how are things going?
Yeah.
And Beth's like, you would know if you stuck around longer.
So immediately you're like, oh, okay, well, shit. Bitches be clamoring already. Then you get like Sarah going inside and everyone like, everyone just greeting each other.
Yeah, it seems like they all haven't been in a group in a hot second.
Yeah. It's almost like a reunion of sorts.
Yeah. Like
from what you can gather.
From what we gather from here too, they do trips and adventures like this quite frequently. And it seems like since Paul and Jessica died, they haven't done one, and this is their first big one since, at least as a full group. Or here we meet Becca and Sam, who are our sisters. Sam is training to be a doctor. And she's in her like last year or last semester of school.
Yeah, like she's about to graduate or whatever, finish.
They said something about like, oh, in the spring it'll be Dr. Sam, whatever the last name is. So she's like really close to being done. We end up meeting Holly, who is
like a punk girl.
Yeah.
More so, like she's just she immediately comes out and starts talking like adrenaline. Like she talks about a cave or like something that they did, or no, it was base jumping. Yeah, base jumping.
She said she had to leave Galway because she jumped off all of the buildings or whatever. Like, she ran out of things to jump off of because she's a base jumper. Yeah,
so she's like a big adrenaline junkie, and she's like Juno's protege, essentially.
Yeah,
like,
that's what they call her. And then they all dogpile on Beth for being 25.
Yeah.
They're like, so, you know,
you're old.
It all goes downhill once you hit 25. How is it going? And Beth's like, did you learn that in your medical textbooks? Fuck you.
Yeah. She's like, y'all are making me feel old. Meanwhile, I just hit 29 and I'm like, oh.
Counting down.
Is that what the kids think of me these days?
And here I am counting down the days till my 30th. Like, I saw that and I was like, fuck you. Fuck off.
Fuck you. Yeah.
We could totally go caving if we want to.
When I shave, I got baby face, so I look like I'm 16. Also, I will electively never go caving. Ever. Because there are plenty of instances of people just getting stuck and not being able to get unstuck, and that they're still in those caves to this day. And I'm like, you could just not go into that cave and do that.
Flagstaff has the lava tubes.
Yeah, but that's different. That's some pretty basic. They're like, it's not like super tight, you know what I mean? But like the people that go into the caves and like, oh, in order to squeeze through this next part, I have to exhale all the air from my lungs so that my chest is smaller and I can squeeze through this gap.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Just don't. Like, it's that easy to not. So, yeah, we do have the fruit. We could definitely cave being 30-year-olds.
We could, but will we? No, because I would never do this type of caving.
My knees would disintegrate.
So for me, I literally thought of your back, because even in the lava tubes, like you have to duck, and I just pictured you like so hunched because like you're 6'7".
6'6".
This is fucking tall as shit, and I have to duck in some of those areas at 5'6".
Oh yeah,
that like
those caves were fun for me until I turned like 11, and then I was
hit your growth spurt.
Pretty close. Yeah, I think it was around like I don't know, man.
Have you been this tall since you were 11?
I don't remember not being this tall. That's the problem. Like the earliest thoughts I have from like childhood. Yeah. Obviously, I'm like small, but after that, like even my early teenage years, like, you know, like 10, 11, 12, I couldn't tell you. I've just always been this tall. Yeah. So, fuck everyone. I'm with Beth on this one, right? It was Beth?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
sorry.
We're with Beth.
So many names, so I'm sorry if I get them mixed up.
Yeah,
but,
we got the 6 women here, so we
stand a 25 plus queen.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And she's an English teacher. Like, she can fucking get it. She deserves to have a fun trip.
Yeah, she deserves some relaxation for sure. So yeah, it's this like fun little like introductory
to the whole group, and they're all kind of drinking and talking, and they
at one point someone whips out a picture of them at like a previous adventure.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was another caving or like a whitewater rafting. Like they go out and do adventurous adrenaline hobbies like this all of the time. It's not like they're going caving unexperienced.
Yeah.
Obviously, the most experience, I believe, is Holly, Juno, and Becca. And I only say Becca because once we get further into it, she takes the point on a few different things. And so I think those 3 out of our 6 are the most knowledgeable and experienced when it comes to caving.
100%.
We get the shot of Holly and Sam who are smoking outside, and Juno comes, like, the whole point of this scene is Holly talking about how this cave is going to be a big bummer, that it might as well have handrails in a gift shop because it's not adventurous enough for her.
Yeah.
It's called the Boreham Caves, and she's like, more like boredom caves.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of it, because Sam is the least experienced. She is Becca's younger sister. Like we said, she's still in college, all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to have not gone on as many adventures as they are, and she seems a little worried about it. So everyone keeps telling her, oh, it's going to be boring, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no reason to worry. It's going to be okay. You're a beginner. Don't worry about it. Back inside, they all have this whole, like, they're all drinking. There's a ton of beers on the middle of the coffee table. They're all talking, and then Beth walks out in a matching PJ set.
Which I was like, oh, that's sick. Like, what a cozy little
comfy.
like PJ set. And everyone's like laughing at her and shit. And she's like, haha, like it was a gift.
It was
like,
a Christmas gift. What? Fuck you. Like, it's comfy. And this scene did not originally exist. The actors were like, if you're going to have her wear that, we have to make fun of her. Like, they
what the fuck?
They got the outfit from from clothing or production, whatever.
Oh my god!
Like the outfit people, and we're like, no, we have to make fun of her. She's gonna wear that, and it was like, to be fair, friends be like that.
Yeah, but also like, I don't shame you if you got your fucking comfies, bro. Like, I don't know.
They shame her for being 25. They're gonna shame her for having matching PJ sets. Yeah, they seem to have. I don't know. I could definitely see like me as a 22-year-old laughing at someone who has like matching PJ set, because that's something you think of like
that's
old
fair.
Grammys have.
That's fair. I guess we've just gotten older. So fuck all these ladies. I'm with Beth.
We love Beth. We stand Beth in this house. That's what it is.
Yeah. So...
And speaking of Beth, her and Sarah are sharing a room, and Beth is snoring up a storm.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah cannot sleep. She goes to the window because an eagle caws at fucking 3 a.m.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, why? Also, why would you get up to like go? Like, I don't know.
She can't sleep, so I think she's like just going
I'll
to like
go look at the eagle,
and then gets stabbed through the head with a pipe.
Yeah, through the window very quickly, like suddenly, and then she wakes up, and you're like, oh, okay. Oh, it's like when you fall in your dreams and you hit the ground and wake up. You're like, oh, Jesus, fuck. Okay, all right, everything's okay. Like it. That's how quickly it hits you, because she just walks up to the window, and it's like, I mean, it's as fast as the car accident.
Yeah, they do not linger on these shots at all. Like, they make it quick to the point, and then
it's like 2 frames max. I guarantee you, if you could go frame by frame, it's 2 whole frames.
Yeah, and it's wild. Yeah, they make it go by super fast, so you're not lingering on anything.
Yeah.
It was just a dream. Then it cuts to Juno, who's going on, I thought she was just going on a morning run. I forgot she's going on a morning run, quote unquote, to go to everyone's cabins and wake them up.
Yeah.
Because they all have their own individual cabins, which was actually all the same cabin. They just filmed it from different angles to make it look like everyone had a different cabin.
That makes sense, because, yeah, they have some tricks for that. Juno does go around waking everyone up at one point. She goes and wakes Holly up, and Holly's already awake.
She goes and wakes up. Holly okay, I'm trying to remember who all shares a room. Sarah and Beth share a room.
That's right.
Holly shares a room. Is it with Sam?
Was it?
Because
I don't remember.
Because they're the 2 youngest, so I feel like they shared a room.
I'm not gonna lie. This is when I was trying to. My brain. I was spending most of my time trying to just remember their names, and so like the little stuff here and there is kind of flew by me.
No, I think it's Sam, and so she goes to wake them up, but Holly's already awake, getting out of the bathroom, and then she does this weird like cheerleader leg hold, and tells Holly, "Try that, bitch," and walks out.
Yeah, she's like, "We're leaving at 7. If you're not ready by then, you're missing out," or something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that.
And then she does, like a gymnast stretch where she fucking stretches her legs like a T, but like one foot's on the ground and the other one's up in the sky.
Yeah, like above your head type deal.
Looks at all, he's like, "Try that, bitch." Walks out, and then Holly tries and just falls to the side.
Just face plants it on the bed. Cannot do it.
It's pretty funny though.
It's good. The chemistry that everyone has, I think, is super cool.
Is good.
Like they didn't know each other before filming, but all like made a cohesive, like, you can see this being a friend group very well.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I was going to say at the top is they all had to do climbing training before the movie. So all of them climbing and stuff, they had that experience going in.
Yeah.
Which I think is super cool because it does look very well when they actually like, you know, we're about to get into it, when they rappel into the cave or when they're doing like their climbing stuff. Like they had to do that training and it does look very good.
And that makes sense because it like, I'll bring this up again later, but like, yeah, it looks like a bunch of women who've done that kind of thing before, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see examples of that later. We'll kind of like point them out. But anyways, so does she wake anyone else up or does it just cut to them driving?
I think she like opened all of the doors, but the only real interaction we get is with Holly.
Yeah.
They take a quick group photo in front of the cabin.
That's
because Holly films everything. She has a handheld recorder. She's taking pictures. She's recording things.
She sets a camera on a timer and they all stand out on the deck to like take a group photo.
And then it cuts to them driving. They had a little like thing about who was going to drive, and Sarah takes the keys to drive, which makes sense because like one of the times like she wasn't driving, everyone died.
Yeah.
But she does drive like a total insane person. To be fair, they are like four-wheeling, but she's just like pedal to the metal, and I think it's Beth who's like, bitch, slow down. Like, what are you doing? So they're driving through like these backwoods, kind of getting there. Literally looks like it could be in Appalachia. Like it's very woodsy, very clean, but all
very
of this
dark. It's like very gray because it's like
misty.
Heavy overcast, misty. Yeah.
And all of this was filmed in the UK. So
yes.
Nothing was filmed in the States.
Definitely that weather for sure. Just like heavy overcast.
Yeah. It takes them a second. At one point, they ask if Juno's lost. And she's like, I know exactly where I am at all times.
Yeah.
They finally park the cars, and then they have to hike in to the mouth of the cave. And this whole time, they're talking about it being a level 2 cave. That does not exist.
I didn't even know that. Like, I was just like, yeah, okay, sure.
So I, like the knife in Hellfest, had to go in a deep dive about this. I guess in the UK, which makes sense, this is a British movie, they can rate their caves for caving. I couldn't... Trying to Google cave rating systems gives me a bunch of like, wow, or Diablo of like, am I high enough level to go in this cave?
That's so funny.
I need you to tell me how, like, the hardness level of a cave. And they're like, oh, how to tell the hardness level of a rock if you do. I'm like, that's not what I need. But
oh, gosh, yeah.
I delve it into Reddit about a guy being like, why don't we rate caves like we do canyons? Because I guess you can rate a canyon on like, oh, water, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's this hard. And instead of, he's like, why is it all mouthed, like, just oral about these things? And everyone in there are experienced cavers being like, because you can't rate it. At one point you can be standing and the next you'll be like on your belly scooting through something. And, you know, what are you supposed to rate that? Yeah. And one of the things that made me laugh was like, oh yeah, if you pass that mushroom, you went the wrong way, turn around. It's like someone quoting something he had heard. Yeah. There is no such thing as a level 2 cave as far as I can tell for the States.
Interesting. So yeah, because this is portrayed in the States, right? Like this is filmed in the UK, but they are portraying as if this is happening in the United States.
Yes, in Appalachia, ?
Yeah.
Because Appalachian Mountains are a whole chunk of an area. Yeah. So I don't actually know where they are supposed to be.
I don't either.
It doesn't really matter. I thought it was interesting. And they have like a book. And so I'm assuming in the book it was like, oh, this is a rated level 2 cave. Which I don't think the book would say. I'm not an experienced caver. I don't know. That's just from what I could find, cave rating systems like this don't exist. Yeah. But anyways, a level 2 cave is supposed to be something that's like a little challenging, but is like really good for beginners. Like you'll break a sweat, but you're not gonna like die. Yeah.
Well, and I would hope that it's not that, like, I'm sorry, hiking a mile to then do all of that is like, I don't know, that seems like a lot to me. But
especially because they're carrying like gear. Like they've got food, they've got snacks for it, which you should always take hiking anyways. You should always take food and water. But then they have like climbing gear, they have ropes, they have belays, they have all that kind of stuff. Like each one of them has
flares.
They are, again, this shows how prepared these women are for this type of adventure. They did a flight plan telling, like, you know, national parks, hey, this is where we're going. This is our time we're leaving. This is the time we plan on coming back. You know, they did everything exactly how they were supposed to go and do it. Like, these are experienced cavers.
Yeah. As they're hiking through the woods, are they making, like, Juno makes a comment about, like, oh, like a quarter mile down, we'll turn left at the river or something like that. And everyone's like, how the fuck does she know there's a river up there?
And they do. They come across a river that she just fucking knew. And Holly makes the point of, you always go check it out before you go. Like, you make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So what she's saying is that Juno went beforehand, checked out the route they were going to take, make sure it was good, and then, like, made a plan to do this adventure.
Yeah.
Which, again, very experienced. I've never done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done anything to this extent, but I've never checked out a hike before I went on it.
Yeah. No, I haven't done anything to that extent either. I do know that, so, like, if you go out camping, you know, you're usually supposed to tell someone, but that's about to the extent that I've ever had to, like, file a flight path, you know what I mean? Like,
on a lot of, like, sanctioned hikes, so, like, national park hikes or known trails, they'll have a sign-in book.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if it's kind of to track you of, like, oh, all of these people are here, and so if they get a missing persons, they know that whether you were there last, like, because you'll have a sign in and a sign out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's things like that, but that's kind of as far as I've gone to. Like, I've never gone somewhere, like, the closest thing is I, like, tell either my friends or my parents, like, hey, we're going out hiking we'll be gone for, like, 4 hours, or hey, we're going here, we're gonna camp for 3 days, I might not have cell service, I'll contact you when I get back. Like, I've never done anything insane to a point where I might need search and rescue.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, especially, like, because they don't get any good signs as they're getting closer to the cave. They come across an elk that is fucked up, not necessarily eaten, but just, like, attacked almost.
Yeah, it's so weird because they're like, oh, like, what they ask Sam, because a doctor, I guess she knows about everything, like, oh, what killed it, whatever, and someone, like,
I mean, I'm assuming they're playing the dumb, like, young person, like, oh, like, we don't know, we're, like, you're the doctor.
I mean, which is also fair, and it is a weird scene, because, like you said, it's not mutilated, it's not ripped to shreds, it, like, has a bite, or it has, like, not a bite, but, like, a chunk of its neck, like, is injured.
Yeah, and, like, blood's coming out of its mouth and stuff.
Yeah, there are, like, flies and stuff around it. It's been here for a hot second.
But it's not like there's a hole in its side and, like, its rib cage is exposed because it's been eaten, if that makes sense. Like, it's just laying there mostly intact.
Yeah, it's like someone killed it and said, oh, I don't want it anymore. Which, it was a good size elk, so if a human did it, they would take it. And if a bear did it, it would eat it. But it still had its antlers.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is
so,
it still had its antlers, so you're like, oh, it probably wasn't poachers.
Yeah, it was a really weird scene.
They also just, like, a bunch of them go up and poke it with a stick, which I was like, first of all, that's a choice, because if it's fully intact, you could poke that thing in the side and its fucking stomach could be full of gas and it could pop. You know,
I would totally poke it. I am that kind of person. I would poke it.
That's fair.
I mean, I guess it would probably depend on how bad the smell is. Because I'm not a big, like, I'm very sensitive to certain, like, to smells. And so if it's really bad,
it would not be good.
Yeah.
I think, because they already don't smell great because they're wild animals. And they live out in the dirt and musk. But then to be decaying, I mean, it wasn't decaying though. Like, it still had fur and stuff. So, like, this wasn't.
It didn't have any maggots or anything on it.
Probably happened like a couple hours ago.
I would say max a day, maybe.
Yes, max a day it's been laying there.
And even that's pushing it, because I feel like wolves or something would have gotten to it by then.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they end up moving on, and they end up actually getting up to the mouth of this cave that's just like a hole in the ground.
Yeah, I was going to say, cave is suggesting it's in the side of a mountain. This is in the floor.
No, yeah.
The floor of the earth.
I mean, the cave is a cave. You ever seen, like, those videos of the dudes just, like, jumping into the holes into the earth? Like, yeah. But I mean, there's definitely water down there, or
I would hope so. Otherwise, that's just a suicide video. Like,
no, dude. I mean, people are stupid. They'll throw a mattress down there, try and land on the mattress. I don't know. Anyways,
but it's to a point where they have to rappel down. Like, they gotta, like.
We get these shots of, like, everyone gearing up, putting on, like, the helmets and stuff, because you want to wear a hard hat when you're going through a cave, because you could very easily hit a soft spot on your head on a sharp part of a rock when you bite, like, you know, gear like that. Everyone's getting their harnesses on, you know, they throw some ropes down into this hole. And
I think it was Becca talking while they were walking and gearing up about the side effects of being underground like that, like hallucinations, auditory and visual,
claustrophobia,
hypothermia,
panic, or what was the word she used? Not panic, but it was like anxiety.
It was anxiety or something like that. And then
hysteria.
It was a hysteria.
Maybe.
That sounds about right. She used a lot of clinical words.
But
so maybe it was Sam.
But, like, you know, hyperventilation, things, drowning. These things can all happen in these caves. Because, again, like, they're thinking of those types where you get in and at certain points you're going to be like squeezing your body through certain points.
Which is terrifying.
Terrifying. Again, you can choose to not do this and live a full life. And I think that's what I'm going to do with my free will. I'll watch people do it. Maybe. I'll feel uncomfortable watching people do it. But I don't think I could ever go into a tight... If it was a big open cave,
yeah,
that's one thing. Because I'm like, oh, like, I don't think it... I don't feel like that shit, like, just collapses for no reason. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So that doesn't scare me, but, like...
No, because if it was... I don't know if I could rappel down like that, because I have a thing with, like, the sensation of falling. I'm trying to get over it, honestly, because I want to do...
Because I'm trying to take you to fucking Disney World.
Yeah, I got to get over it real fast.
I got to take you on Rise of the Resistance, and there's a drop on that one.
My grandma used to...
It's not that bad, though. Take and handle it, so...
My grandma used to have these things called C-bands that are supposed to help with motion sickness, and some of why I can't do certain roller coasters is motion sickness. Like any ones that spin are really bad, so I'm gonna wear those and try those and see if that helps with that. And then we have that what's it called, skydiving place, the indoor skydiving place.
You want to go there?
I want to go there, and I want to see if like I can, what's the term,
free fall,
exposure therapy myself out of the feeling of hating falling.
That's so funny, because you know that sorry for the segue, you know that game I told you that I got where it's like Lovecraftian and you're like a fishing boat and there's like sea monsters and shit? That is my exposure therapy to my thalassophobia, because I was playing that yesterday and my stomach was dropping so hard because I was getting chased by a giant underwater fish with this creepy music and these like loud gurgling noises. It was... So that is my exposure therapy. So like, I get it. I understand it completely. I think it's going to take a lot.
I also have the VR headset. And so I was like, oh, I wonder if I can start getting, because like...
That's a good start, I think.
Getting like games or things like that where I have to deal with heights in that way. Because it's not... I love being in high places. I hate dropping from high places.
I have a great... You should just come over and I'll set up my PlayStation VR, because I have the Horizon Zero Dawn VR game where you're climbing through the mountains and like it's treacherous as fuck. I had Tay put the headset on one time and she hates heights and she was like, oh no, fuck that. No, take the headset back. Fuck you. So, you know, maybe that's a start.
Yeah, we'll start with there because it's so pretty.
We got to do that when Liz comes over though with you though, because I think we all need to just sit and watch you play this.
Watch me faint. I'm just gonna collapse with it and be like, God. Oh, well, they got farther than last time.
We'll be your support.
Because it's really pretty. Like, this cave is really, really pretty. They look up and there's like a waterfall happening. And the fact that this movie has 0 real caves in it, this is all...
They did amazing.
Effects. Like, I was trying to watch it and be like, let me pick it out. Because you know how I am with my effects.
Yes.
And I was looking at it and I was like, I can't fucking, for the life of me, see anything where I would be like, that's fake.
Yeah.
I did watch a blooper gag reel, though, of one point of like someone running and they're like, oh, I found the exit. And it's an exit sign so they can get out of the cave.
So funny. That's great.
It was good.
Yeah, they do. They end up like going down one by one. Juno checks it out first, right? Or who does?
Yeah, Juno drops down first and then she gives like the order of who should go through. She's taking point on this entire adventure, trying to keep everyone safe. Holly drops down way too fast right after someone and just like fucking free falls almost. She just like lets that shit go and just all the way down. And Juno gets pissed and she's like, you have to listen to me. As we'll learn here in a little bit, there's a really big reason why. She's like, we have to be safe and you have to listen to exactly what I say.
Yeah, you gotta like stick by the shit. Yeah, 100%. So they all get down into the cave and at one point Sarah starts looking around and she hears a whisper. Actually, it sounds like giggling. Right?
Yeah, she hears Jessica giggle. If you have the subtitles on, it says Jessica giggles.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and thought
I did. I guess I didn't notice that.
It could have just been, I feel like different platforms also have different subtitles a lot of the time as well. So it could have just been the one I was watching it on.
Yeah, Amazon might have been different than...
I think I watched it on maybe Tubi or one of like the free ones.
No, that's fair.
So it could have just been different. So Sarah goes to like investigate and then gets bat jump scared because a bunch of bats fly out of this little cave.
Yeah, and then Juno comes up and is like, oh, like, it's okay, and, like, grabs her, and then, like, it does a cool shot of, like, up towards the mouth of the cave, and you see, like, all the bats. Like,
Batman.
I was literally about to say they pulled it out of Batman because it's literally like the swirl of bats going up and like towards
Didn't those movies come after?
I don't think so. I think
Oh,
the
five?
first Christian Bale Batman, like where he gets trained by fucking Qui-Gon Jinn,
Yeah,
Liam Neeson. I'm pretty sure that came out in
The Dark
like
Knight, right? Is the first one?
no, the first one is just.
Because it's The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, and
But The Dark Knight wasn't the first Christian Bale Batman movie. The first one he was trained by Ra's al Ghul. I think no, Batman Begins. That's what I'm talking about. That's Christian Bale.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's called the. Hold on, you're right. Okay.
He gets trained by Ra's al Ghul, who's played by Liam Neeson.
Right, I just thought it was The Dark Knight.
No,
so it's
so The
Batman
Dark
Begins,
Knight
The Dark
is
Knight, and then The Dark Knight Rises.
The only reason I remember that is because he's already established as Batman in The Dark Knight, because like the Scarecrow shows up in that parking garage, and he's already established.
That's right.
And then like he has that whole scene where like the fake Batman show up, and then he's like, "Oh, like we ain't so different. What's the difference between you and me?" He's like, "I'm not wearing hockey pads." It's like, yeah, no, that's definitely like a reintroduction. That's the only reason why I like in my brain I was like, no, it's like
I always thought because it's the Dark Knight trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the Dark Knight was the first one, and then for Batman Begins, I was thinking of Tim Burton's Batman movies.
Yeah, no, this is where we got to see, like, I think this is one of Cillian Murphy's big breaks, or I should say bigger breaks. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It was my first time seeing Cillian Murphy. I was like, holy shit, what a man.
I think it might have also been my first time.
Anyway, wow, what a tangent.
I was thinking of Batman Returns.
Yes.
Not Batman Begins.
Oh, Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Batman, yes, they came out the same year.
Yeah.
Batman
wow.
Begins came out in 2005.
I wonder if that was homage. Probably not. It's just a coincidence.
It's a fun coincidence.
It's a great coincidence. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like both start in caves. It's just, the descent, the entirety of it is in caves. I don't think Batman would be as good if it was all underground.
He'd really be a Batman then. Oh, actually, he'd be Man-Bat, which
I
is a different
I was
superhero.
literally about to say, no, at that point, he'd be Man-Bat. I'm so glad you know about that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if you played... sorry, another tangent. I don't know if you played Arkham Knight.
Is that the first one or the second one?
It's the third, I think.
Oh, Arkham City is the only one I've played.
I loved Arkham City, but Arkham Knight, you get to drive in the Batmobile. It's fucking sick.
Ooh.
You get jump scared by Man-Bat randomly when you're like grappling up a ledge.
Yeah.
It like happens like I don't know if it's just randomly at any building in a certain part of the story or it's the specific one. But you literally grapple up and it quickly pulls you into a first person and you pull up and it's fucking Man-Bat and he screams in your face. It makes me shit my pants every time I see it.
Jesus.
It's so great.
Well, I love that. They go down the pipe, as Juno calls it, which is the opening into the next part of their adventure.
Well, yeah, because is it here that they're like, yeah, how do we get out?
No.
Or she's like, there's only one way through, right? It's to go down.
It's going to be the next chunk. If you aren't familiar with caving, you get into a cave, and then there are sub-chutes, pretty much, of like tunnels to get to different parts of the cave.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, caving, do you go back the way you came? Or is it you find an exit?
I think you're supposed to go back the way you came, unless there is expressed that there is an exit. Maybe. I don't know. I've never gone caving. Because, like...
I think it's supposed to have multiple exits because when they talk about the Borham caves...
That's probably why it's an easy one.
Becca says there are 3 different exits.
Yeah. So like, I'd imagine that, yeah, some of these caves...
So I feel like it's a one-way thing that you, like... Maybe? I don't know, because they park their cars, so maybe you do go back the way you came from.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, because maybe they assume it all loops. Like, I don't...
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Again, the only cave system I've ever been in is you hit the end and then you have to go back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, again, they're all just following Juno. So they're all just kind of like, yeah, like Juno's heading this adventure.
They did, I think it was Becca and maybe Sarah both read the book on Borham Caves. And so they have a rough idea. And Sarah like looks around and is like, And she gets a little weird at some points. And as we go, we'll explain it more. But they go down the pipe.
They get into this more open cavern with like a whole ass like rock column in the middle of it. Like it's like a more open part, and they like with like a little drop down into like the actual like bottom part.
Yeah, and they light the scene with flares, and it's like...
It's very cool. It's very like, they're even taken aback by it because like you don't see these types of open looking caves often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really pretty. They do take a second here to like, they're eating some snacks.
They do sit down and eat. They take a little break.
The whole like the scenes, I guess I should say, of them going through these tunnels, because they're tunnels like you have to like body slide, army crawl through all these tunnels. And like I told you on my way here, I wore my headphones and watched this on my computer, and like the Foley, like them breathing, the sound of the dirt, like the sound of the bags being dragged, and like their heavy breathing as they're going through here just hits so fucking hard. You can
feel how cold it is, because when you're underground like that in caves, like it's ice cold. It's not like you're like freezing. It's just there's no air movement, but there's no sun, so it's just cold.
Yeah.
You can almost feel that too. Like,
dude, it's so good. And in all of the Reddit forums I was reading, people were like, I don't have claustrophobia, but this movie gave me it, or like I do have claustrophobia and I couldn't get through this movie, or just like the way they are able to portray these fucking caves and give you the claustrophobic feeling is so damn good.
Yeah, no, because they I think Juno makes a comment, or sorry, does Sarah hear giggling again?
Yeah,
and she's like,
I was thinking about it. I don't know if she actually does hear it the first time up there, but she does. She has heard it before, and this is another time of her hearing Jessica laughing, and she goes again to explore and find it, and she ends up finding the next cave system they're about to, or the next tunnel stuff they're about to go through. Juno catches Sarah and says something about being
sorry that she wasn't there, right? Like she was like, sorry that I've like,
sorry I didn't stay in Scotland longer, or those kinds of things. And she's like, it is what it is, or says something like that. And when she gets up to go do whatever, Holly's like, she looks like she's seen a ghost, and everyone's like not talking about it because Holly's new to the group. She doesn't know the history of what's happened, so they're just like, it is whatever, she's fine.
Yeah.
And Sarah does tell Juno, though, as they're going through the second tunnel, hey, this isn't how I pictured it from the book.
Yeah.
And Juno makes another comment about, like, this is why I don't trust books. Like, she's dissed this book the entire time. She's like, oh, I don't trust books. I don't trust books.
It's like, I don't trust this because, like, people, it's up for interpretation or whatever. And, like, it's pretty, like, I don't fucking trust that shit. Like, why would you? And she says it in a way that, like, almost convinced me to be like, oh, yeah, like, why? Like,
she's so confident.
It's the confidence. Yes, that's
her
what
answer
it is.
of like, I don't trust books because they don't give you the right answers, like for this specific type of thing, which is wild. So like, there's a whole ass guidebook on this cave, and she won't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But that kind of seems like that's what Juno's personality is. That she's like, I know the right way, and every other person's point of view is wrong.
Yeah.
For this part of the tunnel, Holly takes point. Dives in, all right, going straight for it, and
has to like squeeze through water, which having to lower your body underwater to then squeeze under rock as well to like go down and then get back up. I'm at a loss for words.
Could not be me. Also, now you're fucking soaked for the rest of the journey.
Yeah,
like
now
what
you're
the fuck?
wet and like you're gonna be muddy because you're crawling in dirt. And like, like
this second tunnel chunk is where the claustrophobia I think really starts to hit, especially with them crawling through those little tunnels or under that water area that they did. And then you see Holly like shimmy, her arms are like tucked in against her chest as she's like just shimmying through, just barely able to make it. Yeah,
like on her elbows, shimmying through. Like, oh my God, no. And they end up like all kind of following behind,
and Sarah ends up going last, taking their gear with her. So they all took all of their ropes, and they have an empty bag that they call the rope bag. There are all the ropes, and all the extra gear goes in that,
so that they could all squeeze through. And Sarah was gonna pull it behind her.
Yeah, I'm assuming with like her foot, maybe. It's like
she probably like tied it to her, and then like is just dragging it behind.
No, she definitely doesn't tie it to her.
That's true. No, but like she
has it somehow. Yeah, she's taking care of it. Sarah ends up going last, and at one of the really, really tight areas, she starts panicking. She's like,
she gets stuck.
She gets stuck, but like, I think what happened is she breathed in when she should have breathed out. Like, this is how tight these tunnels are. And so when she can't move as what she thought she could, she instantly starts panicking, even though, like, she should be able to move just like all of the others. They are all, like, the same body type, except, like, height.
It is a little tight, though. Like,
No, it definitely, it's tight as fuck. I just think she breathed in really deep.
She definitely, like, got a little stuck and then got in the mindset that she is
stuck.
Immobile,
Yes.
which was not the case. But, yeah, so she starts panicking.
Beth's right in front of her.
Yes, Beth's the one who, like, tries to comfort her and, like, tries to calm her down, just keeps telling her, like, it's okay, like, she keeps asking her, like, what are you afraid of? The worst things already happened to you and you survived, so, like, what are you afraid of?
This is just a cave.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's the best way to, like, word that, to, like, console someone, but I don't know, maybe that's just me.
I mean, I get it, like...
I get it, but to just be like, stop, like... just stop, like, you don't have, like, it's okay, like, I don't know, I guess it's a hard scenario.
It's a very hard scenario, and I think she's just trying to get her to calm down as fast as possible, because them being stuck there is not going to help the situation at all, as we see when there's a shift and they see dust fall.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, fuck everything, fucking move now.
Yeah,
and they
she
have
says,
to, like,
fuck the rope bag, move. And, like,
they have to pull her through, and they barely get out before the tunnel fucking collapses, and the area they have
chamber
moved
that
into,
they're in fills with dust.
And Juno's like, no one move till the dust settles. And, like, being in a pretty much airtight tunnel where there's no air in, like, flow at all, they all start coughing so bad because it's just covered in fucking dust.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, for me, like, this is gonna be, like, obvious. Breathing is my thing, okay? Like,
yeah.
I have to be able to breathe. And if I cannot breathe,
mm-hmm.
like, if I'm getting filled with dust and I am coughing, I'm panicking.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
100%. They do all start panicking. Like, I can't remember exactly who says what, but because it's a lot of shouting, because they're all panicking. But, like, someone asks Juno, like, you know, like...
Oh, this is where Becca brings up the book and is like,
yes.
The cave said, or the book said that there are 3 exits. If this one's blocked off, there are 2 more. Like, if you bring up the book, this will be fine. And
Juno says she left the book.
Yeah, and they're like, why the fuck would you bring the book? And she's like, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. And that's where they find out they're in a brand new cave system that doesn't even have a fucking name.
They're not even in the Borum Caves. Juno took them to a completely undiscovered, unnamed cave system that she insisted she wanted to bring them all to so that they could discover it together
and name it together and, like, have a whole new thing.
Yeah, like, be this whole big special thing.
And that's when someone says, oh, like, you did the flight plan, like, search and rescue will find us, and, you know.
Yeah, and then I think, like, it's Becca, right?
It might be Becca. Becca and Sarah look a lot alike to me, and I feel bad, but in how dark this movie is, they're both blondes.
Yes.
But
Becca
I think,
had the more of an accent, though.
Yes, so it's specifically stated that every one of them has a different accent. So you would be able to tell them apart.
Yes, and I do appreciate that. So yeah, Becca's the one with, it's like a Swedish or like Norwegian accent almost.
It's more of an accent. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's an accent.
It's an accent. They're all, like, European accents, which are hard for me to distinguish, especially when it becomes, like, the Swedish, Norwegian, and German. Like, that kind of accent is very hard for me. A lot of them have, like, Irish, British, Scottish type accents of more central. I don't want to say central. I'm not good with geography. More of, like, those kinds of accents that I'm kind of used to, whereas with Norwegian and Sweden, I'm not used to that type of accent. Mm-hmm. So it's harder for me to pick out. Yeah. But they all do have different accents, even if it's, like, different dialect of the same accent. They're all from different areas. Yeah. And that is, the actors themselves are from different areas. They didn't have to make an accent. I think this whole thing is Becca, though. I think it is her talking about the book and her talking about the flight plan.
I filed the flight plan for the fucking Borum Caves, bro. And everyone's like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, it's very quickly just become this extremely, like, dreary situation.
This is what terrifies me. This shit scares me. Not the ghosts, not the monsters, not the paranormal. Being stuck with no way out. Stir crazy. You have a limited amount of food, a limited amount of water. You don't know if there's a fucking exit. This shit is fucking terrifying to me.
I couldn't do it. They all panic and go through that whole thing, but then they kind of get their heads together and realize that, like, they just have to keep moving.
Yeah, Juno says something about, like, well, the only way out is to find it, so keep moving or something like that. So they continue forward. where Sam is leading and almost falls off of a fucking cliff.
Yeah, like, comes up to a cliff edge. And you're like, what the fuck?
Juno calls it. She's like, Sam, do not fucking move. And I'm like, this bitch is a superhero. Like, how the hell? She's just like gauging stuff by how the rock looked. Is like, don't move. And she knows there's a drop.
Like how it sounds, maybe. Because like the way the sound echoes. But
yeah.
Yeah. And the shot stretches out to this. It's just a fucking drop.
It's a drop. And then across the way, Juno throws a flare. And there is
another like
a continuation
cavern, like a tunnel that continues along the other side.
And
but it's the other side of just a fucking drop. And someone drops
Beth does. She drops a rock down and they're like, thanks, Beth. Now I know how far down it is.
Yeah. And I mean, I get that too, because like, I think I would want to know, but I also don't know if I would want to know, because that would just make it worse.
I think I would want to know if there was water down there, and I don't think in this part there is. I think
they drop it and it just fucking hits the ground after like 10 seconds of falling.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, thanks for that.
Cool. It's fucking far.
Juno starts talking starts talking about, oh, hand me the extra rope, I need blah blah blah. And they're like, we lost the supplies in the cave-in. So Becca
badass
beasts this fucking freehand climbs with just her arms across it using, I've never seen those like clippy things that she uses.
I've seen those. They're like the things that they're like half oval gears, and they're on like a little clip thing that you can pinch with your like pointer finger and your middle finger and your thumb. When you pinch it down, it like opens up the mechanism or like flattens it. And then when you put it in something and then like let go, it like locks it in place. So
and like grips.
Yeah, and it grips whatever like cavern or like little crack you put that in. And you see climbers use this all the time, like use these things all the time to put like hook holds as they're climbing. And so that's what she's doing, is she's literally freehanding across this gap, fucking putting these things in and laying down the fucking rope
for the rest of the party to come across.
For the rest of the party to cross. And you're like, holy shit.
It's fucking wild. And like while she's crossing, it's not easy. She's like groaning and being like, fuck. And
she's struggling. At one point, she stops for a second, and I don't know who, but one of the ladies is like, why the fuck are you stopping? Keep going. And I was about to be like, shut the fuck up and let her do her thing.
She stops because she sees the
little metal like
the
clamp. It's not a clamp. It's like a little metal piece sticking out of the rock that has a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, I was right. So it they call it that later.
Okay.
They call it out as 100-year-old climbing gear. It's a pitten that like is like kind of like you jam a spike in there and it has the hole in it.
Yeah.
And so you can string it through. And so instead of using one of her own clamps, she uses the carabiner there
through that hole.
And then I think that's one of the last one, the second to last one that she does, and then she gets all the way across. They string some rope and they start like everyone kind of like hand and feet over a rope slides across instead of doing it the way she did.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone gets over safely, and then Juno's the last one to cross. And as she's crossing, is it the piton that falls out?
Yeah, so she, instead of going across the normal, she also freehands it to collect all of their gear because they don't have enough to leave.
That's right. So she's literally, as she's going through, she's grabbing the stuff as she's going to like keep it.
Yeah.
To like bring it with.
Yeah, she's clipping it back onto her giant carabiner that has all of their other gear on it. And she gets to the one right before the piton. And as she's grabbing that one, it breaks and she falls. She's still roped up, and Holly's being her anchor fucking gets severe ass rope burn, but they're able to catch the rope and she slams into the side of this cliff.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to drag her up, and once they get her up to safety, Sam runs over to Holly to check on her, and her hand is like cut through, fucking bleeding.
Yeah, like severe rope burn.
Like ripped through all of the flesh to bleed, not just like scabbing.
Yeah. Oh, bad. Yeah. It's a lot. It's very stressful. I struggle because I also have a thing of heights and claustrophobia. So why are you giving me both? How do you give me both? And deliver it well like that? How do you make someone cross a cavernous cliff underground and make it work?
Make it fall.
Like, Jesus fuck.
The director, Neil, I can't remember his last name, talks about how at the time this movie came out, a bunch of American movies were giving you like the meat and potatoes right off the bat. Like you had 11 minutes and you were in it. And he's like, no, I wanted that slow buildup of just like there's one problem and you deal with that problem, and then you get another problem and you just keep compounding problems into this buildup. And it was like, you did it really well. The movie he did before this is called Dog Soldiers. I'm interested in it. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen it. I just know that like he did the opposite for The Descent, which was pretty much only use females the entire movie.
He wanted an all-female cast because Dog Soldiers only was primarily male, and there was like one or two female characters. And then he solicited his female friends to be like, so how do I write women well? Or like, how do I cast them well? And I was like, okay, dude, like, props to you for talking to women about women characters, but also, what do you mean, how do I write a female character well? You write it like any other fucking character.
Write it like a human being.
Yeah, so that part, like, there's a few things, this is why at the beginning I was like, Neil, what the fuck? It was because, like, there are things that, like, that, and I watched interviews with the cast, the female actresses, and I don't know why I double compounded that. The leads of the movie who were like, it kind of evened out because the entire crew was male. So it didn't even matter. Mm-hmm. Like, they used an all-male crew with an all-female cast, so she's like, it didn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, and it's 2005. Like, 40-year-olds in 2005 were definitely of their time, if you know what I mean when I say that.
No, and that's fair. And he makes the point of a lot of movies in this time frame, especially in early horror, were primarily centered around male. You had your final girls, but like it was all male leading things with your one female.
It's like The Thing, except there's no women in The Thing.
There's no women in The Thing.
I was thinking just all men.
Late 90s getting into early 2000s, we get more of our final girl tropes, but it's still very mixed cast.
Yes.
And that's what he talked about, wanting a very female heavy movie, which I fully agree with. Like, to this day, we don't have a lot of those.
No.
Like,
it's a diverse cast for pretty much every movie, but it's not just, I mean, unless you're watching like Ocean's 13.
Oh, fantastic movie.
But that's a little specific, right? Like they did that because it was like, Ocean's 11 was all the boys.
It was Ocean's 8, wasn't it?
Ocean's 8, you're right.
Yeah, because they're like, we need less women than men.
You're right. That's yeah, fucking hell.
No, because thematically, it should be Ocean's 13 because that's like the 13th Ocean's movie, or not the 13th, but the like 4th Ocean's movie.
Yeah,
but it's less because they need less.
That's
people.
Right. Yep.
Ocean's 8, Charlie's Angels, Fear Street. The first one has a predominantly. Nope, it's equal. It's technically we have one more leading female than we do male for the first one, but it is centered around a queer couple.
We do get a lot of leading females, but again, that's still with a diverse cast of women and men. It's not just like mainly women, unless it's One Simple Favor. No, that's pretty diverse.
So that's the thing, right? And then like even Ocean's 8 and Charlie's Angels aren't horror movies.
Yeah.
Like we don't have
there's One Simple Favor.
Right. And so we don't have to this day a lot of, or I guess I should specify like movies we know of.
Yes,
like
no, that is fair.
Mainstream movies.
There are definitely movies that exist out there with these,
and we're gonna fucking find them.
With these that check the boxes, we just don't know about them because.
I mean, one of the things about this podcast that I'm really excited about too is exploring more movies we don't know. Yeah. Like we already talked about, like we've done a lot of like British and US centric movies recently, and diversifying at the end of the year with there's a Polish movie I want to watch. I can't remember. There's more movies we want to watch, but these are like core ones for us that are movies that we know and movies we know are good.
Yeah.
There's a few I have watched that you haven't, but I think towards the end of the year and the start of next year, we're going to get more into movies neither of us have really seen.
Yeah, I think we wanted to start out this whole project with doing the familiar or doing the long-standing stuff that we know, not just because like we know it, but also it's the good shit. It's like the classic shit that we've been covering, especially, I mean, we were a little late as far as covering it, but like 28 years later, like it would just kind of...
That lined up perfectly.
Yeah, worked out that way.
So we're starting, and it's easier to start with what you know, right? Like,
yeah, but we are excited to diversify.
Yes.
It's going to be sick.
And also give us all of the recommendations, please.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, our next couple are going to be, well, one of them was a straight recommendation right off the social media. So,
Yes.
we listen.
We are very much trying to listen. Anyways, back to the hell that our female cast are in right now.
Yeah.
They end up, like, this is where Juno explains what the Pitten is, and that it's 100 years old. 100 years old, because someone's like, well, that means climbers were here before us, and she's like, yeah, fucking 100 years ago. Like, this means nothing. They're probably dead. No one named this cave.
Yeah.
Which is not the right thing to say when everyone is, like, panicking.
She's like, they didn't get out because otherwise this cave would have a name and we would have known about it. And like, okay, yeah, way to keep the hope up. But it's fine.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's probably fine. They get to another big kind of like opening in this cave, and there's a bunch of wall art of like prehistoric, your stereotypical cave wall art. And as they're looking at it, Beth is staring at it, and she's like, oh, look at that. And they're like, yeah, this is fucking pretty. We need to leave. And Beth is like, calm down. If this is the cave, or if this is the mountain, and this is the cave, look at that. There are two entrances, which means there's a way out.
Also, oversight from the director. There were paintings of like
buffalo
or something. It was like they were woolly rhinos. Those didn't exist on our continent when they were around. They would have been in like Europe, like Eastern Asia mostly. So like those cave paintings are just wildly inaccurate.
You said East Asia?
Something like that.
I guess maybe it's more common for the UK folks.
Yeah, probably.
And them being filmed in
probably
trying to make it US centric. I mean, we see that all the time with US based shows or US things.
It was either East Asian or Eastern European, something like that. It was one of those contradiction things that it was like popped up when I was watching it.
Yeah.
It was like, these animals did not exist in the United States. So these cave paintings are just silly. And I was like, oh, that's funny.
Oh, correct. We see that with like US based things though that are trying to be British, where it's just like,
but like,
doesn't make
also,
sense.
Back then, people didn't really care. Like, that was just shit that people didn't look into.
Yeah, you don't.
People didn't have the internet before and couldn't like look up whether something like that was true. And now you have to be accurate to the T, otherwise people are gonna be like, that's wrong, that's inaccurate. It's like, okay, like I get it. You could check on your phone to double check, but like also, who fucking cares? It's a movie.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I don't know. It's just make me laugh. Anyways,
as they're all going down, it kind of seems like stairs. Like it's a nice little area where they can just like walk down normally. You get the zoomed out shot and you see something in the shadows that like makes a sound and is just drooling.
Yeah, this like dark goo comes out its mouth and then it fucking cuts to...
They walk down and there is a 3-way split. And Holly's kind of starting to lose her shit right now.
Oh,
and
that's right.
So
yes.
Juno's like, give me a lighter. And she gives the lighter to Juno. And Juno goes up to each cave holding the lighter to catch a breeze. So if you guys don't know this, if you're in a cave system, you can hold a lighter or a flame up. And if there's fresh air coming from somewhere, it'll blow the match or the lighter. And you can find your fucking way out. It's a really good like survival trick.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Juno finds the cave that has the breeze, Holly dives headfirst into it. Fucking goes because she's losing her shit, and Juno screaming after her like, calm down, like you need to be safe, stop rushing into everything. And as she gets down into that cave system, she's like, I see daylight.
Yeah, she's like, I see daylight. And you look and it kind of looks like there's light like bouncing off of these rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps running through, and this whole time Juno's like screaming at her like, stop, like slow the fuck down. She just keeps sprinting through and eventually comes up on this hole and slips down into it and like grabs a part of the top, and Juno reaches and grabs her hand and does not hold on. She tries to, but like her hand slips.
Yeah, so she's pretty much, so Holly is grabbing onto the side of the cliff. Juno grabs her arm to hold her up so they can both kind of hold her together, and then she's grabbing her glove and the glove like slips out of her hand and she fucking falls.
Yeah, Juno falls and fucking poof, and it's maybe like a 20, actually no.
It's
like a 30-foot fall.
They like rappel down into it.
Yeah, it's rough. You can see her clip like a part of the wall on the way down, and
they're like calling for her too, and she's knocked
she
the fuck
doesn't
out.
answer.
Like definitely has a concussion after this.
Yeah, they rappel down, and her fucking leg has I couldn't tell what bone was sticking out. But
so it's the fibula and tibia, if I'm correct, are the ones in your
like
down
just
here
below your knee.
Yeah, so in your lower half of your leg.
Just sticking right out.
Yeah, so it's one of those just fucking breaks and is sticking out of her flesh in this big ass gash. And obviously, Sam to the rescue again comes down.
Dr. Sam
comes down and is checking her all out, and they have to like clean the wound as much as they can. They have to get her out of the water, and Holly's fucking screaming. And at one point,
they put a belt in her mouth and just say fucking bite down.
Yeah, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Sam has to explain, I have to reset your bones so we can dress this. If I dress it how it is, it's not going to heal right. So she has to bite down on something. And as soon as they like get it all set up, it's gnarly ass scene. Just like the squelching of the flesh and the clicks of the bone as she like forces it back in.
Tough. It's not a quick thing either. You know, when some movies are like, all right, like it's done, let's dress it. No, it's like a 15-second ordeal where like she's setting this bone and Holly's screaming, biting into this. This is where I remember back when horror movies didn't faze me nearly as much. This really still got to me where I was just like, okay, I'm feeling like I can't breathe right now just watching, because they're in this tight little hole and they're at the bottom of this tight little hole. This person may not be able to walk. Probably not, because the bone just fucking jammed out of their leg and they fell 30 feet.
Yeah, Sam is like, you can't walk, but at least you can move. Like, we can move you.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So they grab her and start like...
My favorite part of this, though, is Sam leans over and is like, how are you feeling? And Holly's like, I hate you. And Sam's like, I know.
Yeah, she's like, I know. I'm sorry.
It just like, it made me think of Star Wars, where it's like, I love you. I know. It's just like, I'm aware you fucking hate me right now, and that's really fair.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sarah hears Jessica laugh again.
Yeah.
And wanders off to look around. She ends up finding an old school hard hat that is like the metal one that has like I think like the flame type instead of like lights. It's like the little flame you could light on top of it. And while she's over there, she hears fucking clicking and growling and catches a glimpse of a crawler.
It's this like gray humanoid thing that's just like sitting in the back of this cave, like munching on something. She has the flashlight on it for a second, and then like she shuffles or something, and it looks over at her and then fucking dips out of the flashlight light like super quick.
And Juno comes up and like grabs her and is like, you like don't wander off, like don't do that. And she's like, I just fucking saw something. And Juno's convinced she's hallucinating. And as a viewer, after you hear her hearing her daughter giggle, it's just like, oh, hallucination. Like 100%. It could just be. And at this point, without like my thoughts, I think if I had never seen this movie before, would have been like, oh, she's going insane. Yeah. Like this is just her accumulating more hallucinations as we go on.
I would definitely, my first thought would be like, oh God, is she going to start seeing her dead husband as this creepy underground boy thing? So like, yeah, 100%. Because they played it up really well. You think that the horror is being in this fucking cave and trapped with, and all of the like things are just going worse and worse, and you think that that's just fucking. Oh yeah, it does such a good job of it.
And there's theories that we usually touch on theories towards the end, but there are a few different theories that I'm excited to get your information or your thoughts on. Because right now it's just like, oh yeah, this is part of Sarah's hallucinations. Sarah's going through psychosis right now. Or flip side, there is fucking something there and they're all about to get slaughtered. Yeah. What the fuck is going to happen? And so that's kind of where you are at this point. Juno keeps taking them down the caves, and as they reach different spots, she uses the lighter, make sure they're still following the airflow. And again, these scenes as they're going through it is like, I can't believe it wasn't shot in real caves. Like the water trickling down, the atmosphere, the darkness, and we didn't really touch on this, but again with lighting. Oh yeah. How almost every single scene is just filmed with their flashlights, their glow sticks, their flares.
That's how they want, like the director wanted it, is like he literally just wanted them to use the lights and the tools that they had, the glow sticks. He wanted those to be the illumination, and it works because you're in these tight spaces where light is going to bounce off enough to where you're going to be able to get those glimpses of like, you know, you can actually see instead of it just being like a dark silhouette in a bright light, if that makes sense.
Yes. And
it's so good.
They don't use any ambient lighting until later, where I understand why they did it. Because otherwise you would not be able to see fucking anything. Yeah. So they do like the halo lighting where you can just make out like the silhouette of everybody, which totally makes sense. Otherwise you'd be watching nothing.
Yeah.
As they continue down the cave system, Juno and Becca take point scaling this wall and getting up to the other side where there are a ton of fucking bones.
Yeah. Like
just like femurs and vertebra.
A field of bones.
There's so many bones. And they're all, like, my thing is they're all bleached bright white, which is super weird. Because they shouldn't be bright white. Because the reason bones are bright white like that is because of the sun exposure. So they should be a little bit more dank, but that's just my little gripe.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Sarah asks Holly for her camera so she can use some infrared.
Yeah, like the night vision.
The night vision. Yeah, they call it infrared, and I was like, I don't know if that's actually what that's called. But yeah, the night vision on it, and she...
They call that on... Are you a ghost hunter? Because that's what they call it when they're hunting ghosts.
Maybe that's her hobby. She just hunts ghosts on her side.
She goes caving and hunts ghosts.
She could. We never learn what her job is. Maybe she's a full-time ghost hunter. Headcanon.
Oh, we believe what we want to believe.
But she's like scanning over this field of bones and catches their first real glimpse of a crawler.
Yeah.
Which is their first glimpse of the crawler.
Yeah.
The ladies were always separated from the actors who played the crawlers. They never saw their makeup, never saw anything until this fucking scene.
Yeah.
So their reactions are so good. And I guess in the first time they filmed this, the ladies bolted. They said, fuck that shit, and left.
Oh my god, that's so great. But, yeah, I mean, it's creepy as fuck. These things are like...
They're grayish white with like dirty spots, and they're like contorted and have like pointed elf ears, and they're blind.
They're like fucking they're fucking weird. They're creepy as shit. They make like clicking noises and gurgling and like...
Screams, but not like a scream in a roar kind of way, not a scream in like a helpless kind of way.
Like someone sucking all the air out of your lungs, but like in like the kind of way.
That's really good.
But like higher pitched, very just like screechy, like monster. Yeah, it's fucking creepy. The girls start running all sorts of directions.
Yeah, like someone lights another flare, they all split up. Those things, you can hear them growling and scampering. Holly is, unfortunately, our first kill.
Yeah, one of them...
She gets jumped.
Yeah, one of them leaps on her and fucking tears right into her throat.
Rips that neck out.
Yeah.
Juno tries to drag her away playing tug-of-war with this crawler. She's like, let her go, let her go. And the crawler's like, this is my dinner, no.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking this from me. And then Juno goes into a full-ass battle with her pickaxe, fighting off these crawlers and attacking things. Like Holly ends up getting dragged away, and she's still fighting bitches. She does really well.
Yeah,
she's like swinging that pickaxe around. Also, side note, I know this is a really bad area to do it. Colloquially on set, it was chicks with picks.
I fucking love it. That's great because they have them. They have like the ice picks that you use for climbing, but those things are sharp. Like, because they're meant to stab through fucking ice. So yeah, she's going to town on these things, like trying, like fucking doing half flips and shit almost. Not fully, but like you'd think that she was like a very good martial artist because she's like she's whooping some fucking ass.
Yeah, for someone who's probably never fought with a pickaxe before, she's got some good ass aim. Maybe she does like live in the forest, so I guess maybe she's like used to swinging axes around. So
yeah, I think her hand-eye coordination. I mean, she's
really
a hiker, climber, whatever.
Adrenaline junkie type deal,
it makes sense. She ends up taking one out.
I think she gets two.
But she gets.
She definitely gets one for sure, and then I think one was iffy on whether or not she killed it.
Yeah,
but then one hits the ground.
Yeah, and then she gets up. And she turns around because she hears a noise behind her, and she swings her pick, and the pick goes right through
Beth's neck.
The special effects on that were very good because like it does a close up of Beth's face, but you can see the pick sticking out of the front of her neck.
Oh yeah,
it just looks like you're like, oh my god, is she okay? Like what the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's through one side, out the other. Beautifully done. The blood is there. One of them, I don't know if it was Holly, one of them had to have a full body dummy made. It might have been Holly, because what we'll see in a second. And they kept it after the movie and ended up putting it in their mom's trunk to like do a prank.
Oh my god.
It was like, okay, but like if I had a full-ass dummy of myself, I'd do dumb shit with it too.
That's fair. If I had a 1-to-1, I would definitely like, I'd be fucking with people.
Right? As Beth is fucking falling, like Juno rips the axe out of her throat, obviously, rips off Juno's necklace that she's never been seen without. It's like this like metal feather necklace. It's really pretty, actually. And she falls to the ground, and Beth is just like gasping, like, don't leave me.
Yeah, like.
But there's clicking and scampering and growling, and Juno bolts, and like, yeah, what the fuck were you supposed to do? I saw there's a lot of fucking hate for Juno for a lot of reasons, but like this scene, they're like, dude, she snuck up on her. I know Beth wasn't trying to, but she just fought off like 3 or 4 crawlers, and you're gonna sneak up on a bitch? Her adrenaline is going.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think Juno deserves the hate for this.
No, not this. Juno deserves some hate. We'll get to that here in a second.
Yeah, and I also have like a comparison I want to make later too with this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get Becca and Sam, who have fled together because sisters, they have stuck together. Sarah fell by herself, and she has the camera. So we're getting 3 different POVs now. We're following Juno, we're following the sisters, and we're following Sarah.
Yeah.
We're going to start with Sarah. She scans around with the camera showing human skulls this time.
Yeah.
And human spines, but like that's not how human spines work. They wouldn't be kept together like that.
Yeah. Again, just one of those I think the director could have just done a little bit of research on some stuff.
I think it's probably also a sign of its times, though, because like when you do see human spines, they're always put together, or like the human jaw is always still kept on the skull, even though it shouldn't be. There are things like that, like
it's
that
like
people...
the same. It's like what we said earlier. It's like, you know, people know way more about how all that should look and be because people just like we have everything in our fucking hands and pockets all the fucking time.
Or like when the skeleton hands is still all together with all
that
of the bones.
that made me laugh because Sarah is like scanning through, and at one point you see like a fake skeleton arm with its hand like sitting there flopped down as if all the tendons and stuff and like everything were connected, like holding it to the arm itself. It was very silly. But that's the only time you see this, so it's not like it breaks it really.
Yeah,
it's just they could have
the
done better on that, but whatever.
She also scans over a wolf's head, which is a leftover prop from Dog Soldiers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and so this is kind of where we start seeing a little bit more ambient light, especially with, I think, Sarah, because at this point she doesn't have a light, she just has the camera, while Sam and Becca have
glow sticks.
Yeah, they lit up some glow sticks that bounce off the walls really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they definitely they use what they can for the lighting with the scenes that they're doing very well. But we know it's Sarah because like when she wakes up, you're in the perspective of the camera and the infrared. So like you see her, like
her face, and
you see her face in the camera laying there. So that's how you know it's her.
And she picks it up and she like scoots to the side as body falls, and it's Holly being dropped right in front of her. And then crawlers swarming it. I think there's only 2 or 3 swarming Holly to start eating her.
Yeah.
Sarah keeps quiet, holding her breath, and one gets right up, like super, maybe 6 inches away from her. Like just the camera is between her and this thing, and it's like doing its weird, like deep breath sounds and clicking and just like the loud scream. I was about to try and replicate it, and there's no way I can fucking do it. Just like
I think I would destroy my. Yeah.
That's
like
all
that.
I got.
It's fucking creepy.
But like worse.
They're also like just like goopy shit coming out of their mouths. It's gross.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
very
know.
like nasty.
I don't know if they're just like drooling a lot and like what they're eating is just falling out of their mouths.
This
or
becomes very unsanitary very quickly, and not just because of the goop from the creatures, but like we'll get to it.
This is where you kind of learn they're like really blind because they don't go after Sarah here.
No, they don't go after her.
It then cuts to Sam and Becca, who have found a little alcove that they're hiding in. They're like laying flat against.
Mm-hmm.
They turn off Sam still has her headlamp on. Still has hers, so she turns it off, and Becca leaves the glow sticks down below so it's not showing attention to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're laying flat. This crawler just comes up and walks like directly over them, and they're like holding their breath, keeping quiet, and we learn from them as they're talking like, oh my god, they're blind. They probably use like the clicking and the sounds to get around like bats.
The creatures leave because they hear Juno shouting.
Yeah, she's calling for everybody.
And Beth and Sam are there,
Becca.
Becca, and Becca's like, Juno's gonna get fucking murdered if she doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, I can't remember what she says. It's way funnier than that. It's very like, Juno's a fucking idiot.
She says like, oh, she's making all that fucking noise. They're gonna go straight to her. They're gonna like kill her.
Come right down on her or something.
And
like
Sam's
that.
like, well, better her than me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sam is like, better her than me.
And just like, fuck you. Like, I get it, because like, I don't think Sam is as close with everyone because she's the little sister.
She also has an issue with Juno because Juno put them in this situation, technically.
That's fair. I just couldn't imagine, like, if this was me and the girls being like, fuck you at this point.
Oh, no. I think just because it's Sam and it's like, she's just the sister who, like, hasn't necessarily been a part of this the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, I think that, like, it's easy for her to just be like, yeah, fuck that bitch. Like,
and for Becca to be like, I have my little sister to protect. This is what I have to do. I, like, love you guys, but my priority is my sister.
Yeah.
I kind of give them a little bit of grace here because of that.
Yeah, 100%.
But I could not imagine going out with my friends and then being like,
fuck you guys.
You put me in this situation, die.
If it was us, like you and me and like all of us, I'd just be like, yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna go with them because like I'm not gonna live and what am I gonna do, fucking exist after this? Like, no, fuck that, I'm gonna go down with them. Like, screw that shit.
We've talked about this too, though. We have zero self-preservation. If we got stuck in this situation, we'd all just die.
I think I'd just spend the next 20 minutes praying and coming to terms with the fact that I'm gonna have to die in an uncomfortable way, but it'll be over eventually. You know, like...
No, agreed.
I think we'd all just sit around and get our hugs out and cry and then just kind of, like, see what happens.
Yeah. None of us have self-preservation. These girls do. These ladies have a lot of self-preservation and they're gonna keep fighting.
Bunch of fucking queens.
Which Sarah is digging through the bones and finds a canteen, which I thought was a canteen, but it's actually a...
It was like an old lamp.
It was either a lamp or it was like the container of oil for the lamp.
Yes.
It was one of those things, and she ends up making a whole ass fucking torch off of... She rips the handle of an axe that they used for Holly Splint, rips that off, wraps some fabric around it, douses it with oil, and makes herself a lamp. Like, good on you.
Takes some carabiners off of Holly and like hits them together to make a spark. Like,
fucking
crazy.
Wild. Like, survival status, I would not think of that.
Well, and it's crazy because the entire time Sarah's been a bit, I wouldn't say timid, because she's been through something traumatic in the last year. So it's not that timidness, it's just the like...
out of it.
The out of itness. Like, yeah, you're not 100% there. You are still actively living your trauma and like trying to still go about your normal life, which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So until like now all of a sudden she's just like something is switched and it's just pure survival mode.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, she gets the torch going, she stands up and this cave is like covered in bones. It's all fucking, yeah, it's crazy. And then again, it cuts back to
Sam and Becca, who have now, they've watched the crawlers run towards Juno, so they take their leave. Yes. They start going down the tunnel more. It shows, I don't remember if it shows Juno, but you still hear her calling for everyone. She still is trying to find everyone, but not calling for Beth, which she's the only one who knows Beth is dead. Yeah. Which is fun. Obviously.
I didn't even pick that up,
yeah.
So that's interesting.
Let's see.
Yeah, it gets a little messy here because there's like constant creatures and
it's a whole thing of
chasing and Juno's whooping ass.
Becca sends Sam ahead and fights off a bunch of crawlers, or at least one crawler.
Oh, that's right, because she sends Sam ahead and then like
she's like, just go.
Yeah, she like looks back and then like looks forward and like is gonna go follow behind Sam, and then there's just a fucking crawler hanging from the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god.
She does a really good job of fighting off, and as it's about to, it seems a little dazed, Juno comes out of nowhere and just snaps its goddamn neck.
Yeah, it's like on its knees. She fucking puts it on its knees and snaps its neck. Like, damn bitch, you must be riding on adrenaline and like, you know, fucking Baymax from Big Hero
Yes.
6, and he has the disc that teaches him all the shit.
Yeah.
It's like she put one of those in, and just like suddenly she knows how to fucking.
That's my thought exactly. Like she just
snap necks like a fucking like the Terminator. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. And poor Sam, they drag her over and they're like, "What is it, Sam? Tell me what it is." And she's like, "What the fuck do I know?" And they're like, "We need to know what we're fighting."
Yeah.
Like Sam is supposed to have all the answers because she almost has her medical degree.
Yeah.
This poor girl.
Ignorant ladies. Well, they're supposed to be like young, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, they're, I mean, again, we deduce they're probably in their early 20s if Beth is the oldest at 25.
If they're calling a 25-year-old old, then yeah, they're like the oldest besides Beth is like 22.
Maybe 23. Maybe 24, because I feel like Beth and Sarah have been like almost lifelong friends. I feel like they've been super, super close. So maybe they met in college, but I feel like they are very, very close.
That's fair.
So I feel like they might be a little closer in age, maybe a year or two apart.
Yeah.
Juno starts to make a plan about how they need to escape, but she will not leave without Sarah. She said she found another tunnel with a lighter trick. She knows the way out. Oh, not the lighter trick. She ended up finding the arrows.
Yes.
That they're pretty sure that the other team made of how to get out. Beth is still alive.
Yeah, Sarah actually comes up on Beth, is like, what the fuck? And somehow, I was sitting there being like, okay, it's been a minute since you got pickaxed in the neck.
Yep.
You would definitely bleed the fuck out.
Or choke on your own blood.
Yeah. Like
I don't know how she's still alive right now.
But she is, and she's like...
She can talk.
She's like, don't trust Juno.
She did this to me.
She did this to me. And Sarah's like, what are you talking about? And then Beth finally dies, and Sarah finds the necklace.
No, she doesn't just die. Beth asks her to put her out of her
that's right.
misery.
Sorry, that's a big oversight on my part. My bad. Yeah, Beth is like, put me out.
Don't let me die like this.
Yeah, and Sarah's like, bro, you can't ask me to do that. Like, are you serious?
But then they hear some like crawler noises, and the way she decides to kill her best friend is by smashing her fucking head in with a rock.
I wouldn't even say that. She doesn't smash her head in with a rock. She picks up a rock and hits her friend in the head with it once, and then backs up in a panic. I was like, bitch, I hope she's dead, because if not, she's sitting there half alive in tremendous pain, just suffering, like, with a head half crushed in. Because,
That's
like,
fair.
in movies, when you see people crush someone's head in, like, I don't know, Weapons, for instance, it's not just a poof. He had to hit him over and over again.
Yeah.
And granted, it was overkill in Weapons, but at the same time,
it still takes more than one hit.
If you want to put someone out, you gotta make sure it's done. You can't just like and back away because you're scared. Like, I don't know. That's just me. But my thought was like, oh my god, I hope she's dead.
So at first, like the first time I saw this, I thought she was gonna strangle her, just like finish it that way, because she like it kind of like just shows her like neck up, and I was like, oh, she's gonna strangle her, and then it just fucking rocked to the head, and I was like,
her neck hole or something.
Anything.
I will block your windpipe.
I asked my wife, I was like, if you had to kill your best friend in this situation, give her the whole lowdown. I was like, would you crush her head with a rock? And she's like, I'd use the damn pickaxe and take it to her temple. What do you mean, crush her head in?
Yeah, that too.
She's just like, lobotomy that shit. Like, get it the fuck out. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't think I could crush in my best friend's head.
No, I couldn't either. It's a tough one.
She finds in her hand Juno's necklace, and she looks at the back of it, and it says, you remember what it says?
Love every day. Which
is what Paul, her husband, always said.
Yeah. And now it clicks that everything from the beginning, all the like the weirdness of Paul pulling Juno out of the water,
him acting a little strange in the car,
Juno being distant about the death,
fucking dipping as soon as it happened, like
it
not
all
staying to
makes
comfort
sense.
Sarah.
It was an affair.
Which, fuck you, man. I have zero sympathy for whatever the fuck happens to you if you are cheating with your friend's spouse. Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be the people she trusts most in the world.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Which is one of the reasons I was like, Juno didn't deserve hate for killing Beth.
Yeah,
she deserves all of the fucking hate for sleeping with your friend's husband.
Beth's death was an accident on Juno's part. It is not an accident that he fucking tripped and fell inside of her.
For probably a while, if he got her a damn necklace, that's not like a one-time thing.
That's also like, you gotta have some balls to just be like, here you go, you can wear this.
And for her to wear it brazenly all of the time. She was never without that necklace, and it was like a damn choker. Everyone could see it.
That's why when Sam was like, better her than me, I was like, yes, queen.
Yeah, no, full, when you know the whole story, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking get it. Off the bat, you're like, hey, that's a little harsh.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's also, you don't know if Sam and Becca know. Beth says, I'm sorry. So it sounds like Beth knew about the affair, which also, fuck you, Beth, for not saying anything, if she did know.
Yeah.
Like, don't let your friends be assholes. If you know someone's cheating, fucking tell your friend.
We don't have much time to mourn this, because is this when Sarah gets jumped?
Yep.
Yeah, Sarah gets...
by a baby crawler.
Sarah gets jumped by a baby crawler.
Toddler crawler.
Yeah, child crawler. And she ends up fucking putting that shit out.
And you barely have time to process that
and you
before
barely have
Mama
time to
Crawler comes out.
Mama Crawler comes out and fucking like starts meandering over to the kid and then smells it and then like looks up at Sarah and starts screaming. Sarah starts running and falls into a pool of blood.
So I was...
And when I say falls into, I mean like she drops into it. It's not like she drops in and like she's up to her chest in blood. She drops in
and disappears.
Like you maybe she didn't touch the bottom until like a second or two after falling in. And then she just like
it's silent. This scene is wild.
It's so
it's just
silent.
Like it's just zooming in on the top of this blood pool, which I have so many questions about, but whatever.
Yeah. And then you see a couple bubbles.
And then like the top of her head crests and she just like slowly meanders up, and
which I guess is an homage to another scary movie I think it was something that was Amazon mentioned. It was like, yeah, this like the coming out of with like the just the eyes in like the blood. It was like an homage to some other movie.
Oh,
I wish I remembered that. I need to write shit like that down.
This movie had heavy influences from The Thing, Deliverance, and Alien?
This was really,
I believe. The director said all three of those were like, oh, not Alien, Deliverance and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense.
So he, I guess Deliverance was a really big one that influenced his style for
Deliverance.
this. I haven't either. It's an older one. Deliverance was 72. So The Thing was 82, Deliverance is 72, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74.
Huh. I honestly wouldn't have gotten that.
I don't know if it's like more of the atmosphere, because like I can see it with The Thing being like that secludedness.
Yes.
And because I haven't seen Deliverance, can't speak on that. But the goreness and like the blood and stuff and like the just brutality from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to this would also make sense to me.
Yeah. So Sarah ends up crawling. This is also funny because I got one of those like messages on the side where it was like, there's a continuity error. When she falls into the water, the torch falls to like the right of her. Mm-hmm. But then when she gets out of the water, the torch is on the other side.
Yeah, so...
And it's like on the rocks.
In my head, like the first time it happens, it seems like the torch should fall in with her.
Yes.
And it should not have gone flying. But it ends up landing perfectly on this little alcove of rocks across the pool, where she can still crawl and get it and have light.
She slowly crawls out of the pool of blood, though, and like up onto the rock.
Oh, before that, she gets dragged back down.
Oh, no, that's right, yes.
Like, she's slowly starts moving, and you see something pop up behind her and grab her and drag her back down, and then she's like flailing, and she grabs...
It's the fucking mama.
Grabs a antler or like a tooth or something sharp and pointy and stabs it in its eye and fucking until it dies and sinks back into the pool.
Yeah, sorry. She does kill the mama.
And then she crawls back up onto the rock, and then there's Papa Crawler?
Papa shows up and like crawls onto the rock. So as it's crawling up, she like just lays her head down on the rock to like stay perfectly still. And the crawler comes up and like stands on her like halfway.
Yeah, uses his hand as a balancing thing on her head.
Yeah.
So he's like perched like Schmeagol.
He's perched like Schmeagol on this rock, but like one of his hands is just on her fucking face and head.
Yep.
And she's just so still while this thing is like sitting here drooling and like almost vomiting up like pus and shit onto her hair, and like it's
really gross. They're really gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It crawls off of her, and I think it turn around or it screams or does something, and she grabs a big ass bone and crushes its head in.
Yeah, it looked like an elephant femur.
It was such a big ass femur.
Such a big fucking bone.
Where is that coming from?
I don't know.
I have no idea what animal that's supposed to be.
I'm assuming that they were like, oh, people are gonna make the connection, like
The woolly
paintings of
rhinos
stuff on the walls. Like, oh, there's gonna be those bones too. I don't know. That's my only give for this movie. I haven't actually had to do that for this movie. Justify a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It feels good. I like being able to just enjoy shit.
No, this is a movie that like I have almost zero qualms about, and I can just watch and enjoy.
Enjoy is a word. It's great to watch, but goddamn is it stressful.
I guess, to be fair, I haven't watched it since my anxiety has gotten as bad as it has.
Well, yeah, me too.
And so, like, watching this 14, 15 years ago in high school
was easy.
And it was just like, oh, this is a fun movie. Watching it now with my high anxiety adult brain, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I miss horror movies before my frontal lobe fully developed.
Maybe we should just get medicated.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Anyways. Becca tells Juno that Sarah's dead. We aren't waiting for her. Just like, we need to go. Juno does not listen and keeps looking for Sarah. Sam has already left. She's already booking it down, moving around, following the path that Juno has kind of already set. Juno looks behind them, sees like 5 or 6 crawlers, and instead of being quiet and trying to stop everything, fucking yells run.
Yeah.
And sends all of them going right after going after them.
Yeah, it's funny because Sarah was able to deduce that like not making noise and staying still, you'd probably survive.
So have the sisters.
But they literally talked about it amongst each other, being like they're blind as fuck because they look at the dead one earlier and
when Sam's like
it's got the wide eyes because it's blind.
Yeah, and she tells them. I forgot that Juno was there for that.
Them.
Juno's like, yeah, they've adapted. Sam is like, they've adapted perfectly for their environment. They're mostly blind.
Sarah's just extra smart, and the ladies are just the other ladies are just extra dumb.
Fucking Juno. Like, I feel like this would have been not as bad if she didn't fucking scream run.
Yeah.
But as Sam's ahead of them, she gets to another drop off before they do. And again, we've talked about this in the entire movie. Sam seems to be the least experienced. Bitch freehand climbs. She fucking goes for it. She starts laying all of those little clippy anchor doodads. She's getting across. Becca and Juno get to her and they're like, come back. It's not too late to come back.
Just fucking come back, please.
And as is it called belaying? And she clips her harness to it and is able to like breathe for a second where she's not hanging
there. Yeah, she's hanging there by her
hands.
Hips and hands.
Yes.
Like with the rope.
Yeah, she has a rope there so she gets a breather. And then she looks up and there's a crawler on the ceiling that fucking gets her. She gets it and it gets her at the same time.
Yeah, it fucking grabs her by the neck and she like whips up and like bear hugs it and fucking...
Does she have like a knife or something?
She's got a pocket knife that she found earlier, right?
She has a knife from somewhere.
And she fucking stabs it and it falls and then she limply just kind of like hangs there.
Well, he falls into the water below. You hear it splash and she's just like bloody, hanging there from her hips.
Bleeding out from her neck, just like dead. And of course, Becca
is screaming and crying, but doesn't have long to mourn before she gets her ankle grabbed.
Yeah, she gets grabbed from behind where they just came from, and Juno tries to grab her, but she gets pulled away too fast.
And it instantly starts eating her little tum-tum.
Yep, starts eating her tum-tum, and Juno...
decides to jump off the ledge into the water.
Yep, and she...
lands face first with the other crawler that just fell in the water.
Yep, and it wakes up and tries to grab her, and she like starts thrashing around, and she reaches in around the side and grabs the knife that was like still in it like in the side of the crawler, and fucking like moves it around and then rips it out, and then you see like a bunch of blood start to fill in the water, and it dies. And
she starts crawling out.
Yeah, she starts actually climbing up the fucking just straight side of the cavern.
Yeah.
Which, badass still. Like,
oh, they're all such badasses. She gets to a point where there's a ledge where she can crawl through, and she's, again, your muscles have to be aching so bad at this point, and for her to still be doing that, she loses grip and almost falls. But Sarah grabs her, drags her onto the ledge.
Sarah's like covered in blood, looking like when a character gets lost in the wild and comes back.
Just
like a wild beast is awoken inside of her.
It's like ever since she dropped into the blood pool, she is awoken feral.
Yes, because I think it's at that point nothing is going to. I think, and I almost wonder if that's why they used that phrasing earlier of like, you've already faced the worst thing. You don't have to be afraid anymore. I wonder if that's why they said that specific dialogue earlier when she was trapped. Because like, I'm sorry, after getting attacked by that mom and then falling into blood and like killing a child crawler thing, like,
like that,
you don't you're desensitized a little bit, maybe.
That juxtaposition too. I didn't even think about that. Like, she lost her kid, then has to kill a kid and a mom, and then kill the dad. She has to kill an entire like fucking family, and she just lost her family.
So like, yeah, I think it's one of those that like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, wow, that just fucking clicked.
Yeah, same. Very
shit.
Nice. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah, wow.
At this point, Sarah then asks Juno about Beth, and Beth lies. Or sorry, Juno lies about it and is like, she didn't make it. And Sarah's like, did you watch her die?
Yeah, and Juno's like, yeah,
I definitely watched her die. And Sarah just stares at her, drops it. Juno starts leading her down the path she thinks is the right way, and ends up in another opening with a handful of crawlers around them.
Yep.
This big fucking fight ensues. At one point, Sarah bites into one of their necks. Yeah. And then gouges out its eyes with her thumbs.
Yeah. Both of them go fucking ham. Like, it's a full-on fight scene.
Like, I couldn't take notes. Yeah, it's so fast of all of these crawlers attacking and them fighting and going back and forth.
Juno fucking puts a pick in the top of one of their heads, like, straight up. Yeah. It's fucking wild. Yeah.
They win. They just slaughter a handful of crawlers. Crazy. Bare-fisted with only an axe, like chicks with fucking pickaxes, like
chicks with picks, dude.
At this point, Sarah shows Juno the necklace.
Yep.
They don't really have much dialogue here. I think Juno tries to say something about like, I'm sorry, or whatever. Oh, there's also there's some dialogue earlier of Juno saying we all lost something in the crash.
Yeah, which, like, that's a crazy thing to say out loud in front of all of your friends who, like...
I think she said it to Beth when they were outside, so it was only to one of them, or it was, like, it was a subsect of them?
No, it was...
Was it while they were snacking?
I think it was when they were in the caves.
When they were all snacking in the caves?
I think so.
But anyways, yeah, she fucking says that shit, and everyone just, like, stares at her like, bitch, what?
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
And I wonder if when she said that, is that when Beth knew, or did Beth know from the get-go that something was weird?
Yeah.
I want to know how long Beth knew.
Yeah, I have no idea. Bitch. But yeah, so there's this kind of like exchange of like
looks
and like a million words could have been said, but it was very minimal dialogue. And then fucking Sarah winds up with the pick in her hand and just smacks it down into fucking Juno's knee. Yep. Just like right through her knee. And Juno like reels and she's like, oh my God.
And then you because you can hear the crawlers like screaming and they're clicking and all that kind of stuff.
Sarah just books it.
She books it. Fucking she leaves runs. Juno for fucking dead.
And Juno starts. You hear Juno screaming behind her, like in the previous caves.
Feels like a little bit of an overreaction to me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't think I would leave Juno for dead when she literally is like Survivor Girl maniac. Could get you out of here.
I think I could kill her when I got out of the cave.
I would get the fuck out first and then deal with it after the fact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, get out, and then as we're walking back to the car, then I'll hit her in the knee. And then maybe I'll just put her body back in the hole and then go back to the car.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, because she could definitely help me escape.
Yeah, there's no, I don't know.
But also Sarah could handle her herself.
She can. Like, I think just for me, like, this feels like an overreaction to her finding out that Juno was cheating, but I think maybe it's a reaction to Juno killing Beth.
I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's the straw that broke the camel's back for that one too. Like, there's one, you killed Beth,
and she doesn't know the context of killing Beth either.
Yes, I mean, besides the fact that like Beth was like, she left me here and I asked her to stay with me. Like,
I think Beth just says she did it to me.
She said she did it to me, and says she left me here.
Yeah, again, just zero context of Beth. Juno didn't mean to kill Beth.
Yeah.
The way Beth makes it sound is like Juno did it on purpose.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if Beth didn't see Juno fighting and maybe just like heard the ruckus and then came out after it was silent and then like was walking up to Juno. Like, because that makes sense to me in my head. Like, you wait off to the side while you hear fighting And then once you hear it quiet down, that's when you're like, you know.
I just wouldn't have
like,
gone silent up there.
No, I would have been like, yo,
over here.
Over
you
here. Are you okay? Like, don't hurt. Like, I'm not one of them. Don't worry. But trust me. I get it.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, what other things were running through Beth's mind at that time? Probably a million things.
That's
Besides,
fair.
I need to approach this with caution because my friend might attack me. I don't know.
That's also fair. Like, this is...
It's a tough situation.
Yeah. No,
so
I
again,
agree.
we don't blame Juno for this. I think it's just a tough situation.
No, I think, and if I put it in the context of this is retribution for Beth dying, I think it makes more sense to me than retribution for cheating.
Yes.
So that, I feel like, is less of an overreaction. It's more of an eye for an eye. I didn't actually kill you. I just made it hard for you to live.
Yeah.
So...
Because she didn't kill Juno.
No,
technically.
she didn't. No, she just left her for dead.
Crippled her. I mean, in some ways, Juno emotionally crippled her because if Juno and her husband... Well... Not to say that her husband wasn't to blame either, but like, if they hadn't had the affair, he wouldn't have been fucking off that day. But again, I'm not blaming her because I don't want to blame the woman in that scenario. Yeah. It's both sides.
No, it takes two to tango, man.
Exactly.
Like, y'all both decided to cheat.
So I guess that's a mute point in some ways. I don't know.
No, but I could also see it like you don't want to blame your dead husband for something that happened. And a lot of in cheating situations, people seem to blame the other party versus the partner.
Yeah.
And I feel like blame should go on both.
Yeah, 100%.
So it is what it is. Cripples Juno. She then slips down like a cavern. She finds some actual daylight coming in and has to like climb over this like...
It's a great shot. We have like a 45-degree angle where the light is shining down through this hole, down this incline, and as Sarah's climbing up it, it's like just a straight line of light. Like, it's not even like a fully lit scene. You literally just see a line of light so you can see the angle of the slope, but that's it. Yeah. I think it's a great fucking shot, and you see Sarah clambering up.
She's like digging her nails into the side of this thing trying to get up there, and there are rocks and bones, and she's just like, you can see the relief in her face and like the fear in her face of like, it's so close, it's so close. And then we have the beautiful... reaches hand through the coverage, and it's just like the flexing hand in the daylight as she crawls her way out of kind of like a grave out into the wild and books it for the cars.
Very Evil Dead.
Yes.
Esque. Like the hand comes out and she sprints to one of the cars, fucking gets in, gets the keys out from the visor and fucking hauls ass. Apparently, the director told Sarah to just drive crazy and like damage the fucking vehicle.
Yeah, and then one of the other producers wanted to buy it.
Yeah,
after.
they were like, "No, I want it.
I wanted it. You got it all." But yeah, she's like, we thought she was driving crazy getting here. She's like fucking tanking that shit going through like over these hills.
Hauls through the woods. She hauls it, gets all the way to the main road.
Well, cut it here. This is the U.S. version ending.
Well, yeah, so the US version, she pulls out onto the road and she keeps driving for a second, but then she pulls off to the side of the road and she just like sits there for a second and like a logging truck drives by and kind of startles her for a second.
Does that happen in the US version?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I watched the European version, and so I YouTubed the US version and it cut with her just driving away. It didn't show the semi at all.
Oh, interesting. Well, because even when I was looking at it, I know there's two different versions, but the US version has her like driving away, but then she
pulls off because she's fucking crying.
Yeah, she pulls off to the side of the road, and then like it cuts to a side shot of her and then like the passenger seat, and in the passenger seat is like Ghost Juno.
Yeah,
and then
bleeding from the eyes.
Yeah, bleeding from the eyes, and then it cuts.
Okay, interesting.
The UK version
continues from that point.
No.
Yes.
The UK version, from what I read, the UK version ends with her still being in the cave getting fucking...
So what happens in the UK version is all of this happens, the semi happens, she sees Juno, wakes up, because she hit her head on the fall, wakes up in the cave, opens her eyes, she's in the dark, she hears her daughter call for her again. And there's the birthday cake scene, and she's kneeling in the cave. Jessica's sitting there staring at her, and it zooms out. And as it zooms out, the cake's not there, Jessica's not there. It's just her and the torchlight. And that's how it ends.
What the fuck?
Yeah. As like crawlers are screeching and stuff.
I hate the US version.
So apparently in test screenings, the US audience said that the original ending is too bleak and they wanted something happy. And so that's why it ends there with a more broadened ending, which you have to, the second one, I've never seen the second one, part 2, takes place after the US version, obviously. Because I guess it opens with her getting rescued or something. So it's like, if Sarah lived, is what the second part is.
I see. Wow. Yeah, crazy shit. And that's the movie.
And now we can talk about theories. So I read a Reddit theory talking about how these might be Wendigos.
That's a great theory. I love that. Well, yeah, I guess that works, right?
I mean, Appalachia works for
yeah,
that
100%.
kind of theory, and then
but
they are cannibals.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense because the other thing too is like Until Dawn, dude. They like the cavers, the miners. They get trapped down there. Yep. They fucking eat each other. Oh my god, that makes oh my god.
So
that's fucking crazy.
There's the Wendigo theory. There's the theory that none of this actually happened and this is all Sarah's psychosis.
Yeah, I did see that theory.
Which makes sense with the European version ending. That this is just all her psychosis. The third theory is that all of this did happen, but instead of Wendigos, they're just like Hills Have Eyes style humans in the miners that just like evolved to be underground.
I don't like those because that's not how human evolution works.
It would take a long time for it to be like that. I mean, but now we're seeing evolution like that. Like kids are not being born with like molars and like a bunch of things.
Honestly, that's true. It's
like I don't think evolution.
It's subjective.
Yeah, like from what I have been taught about evolution, like we should not already be seeing the changes we are seeing.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's even people that like just don't have that one like tendon right there or whatever. That blows my fucking mind. I'm like, how do you have a soft wrist? How does your wrist look like a pillow? I don't get it.
There's that, and
makes
then
no sense.
The people with is it the baby toes that don't bend or something?
What?
Like, yeah, don't quote me on that one. I might be wrong. But yeah, there's certain aspects of human evolution that are happening within the past 100, 200 years when we thought these things took millennia to do.
Well, also, like, you know what terrifies me is, and I feel like we've talked about this before, maybe not on the podcast, but like the side-by-sides of missing people versus like cave systems in the United States.
We've not talked about this, but yes.
Terrifying.
It
makes shit like this almost like plausible because like, yeah, if it's a remote enough cave and enough people got lost in it long enough ago and like somehow survived, whether it was through like inbreeding and just like cannibalism, it's not
highly likely, but it's
not
impossible.
Not highly likely because like in a cave like that, like it's just no,
it's like 1% possible, but the fact that it's even possible.
It's like the fucking underground tunnels that all the celebrities live in, and there's like Starbucks and shit underground and all that. Like, that terrifies me.
We need to do Us.
Oh my god, yeah.
I fucking love
1,000%.
Such a good
I'm
movie.
super down.
We've talked about Jordan Peele movies before, but Us is my all-time favorite.
I would love to do Nope, because I haven't seen it.
I have not seen Nope either.
We should watch that.
That'd be a fun one.
That'd be sick.
The overlay of cave systems, missing people, aliens is very much like a Venn diagram of this happens here. It's a big thing of like, and missing 411.
I remember you showed me the podcast episode of those guys that
Necronomipod.
Yes.
Yeah, they did missing 411 and they talk about it, and like it's highly plausible that a lot of those people just ended up falling in abandoned mine shafts or cave systems. That's not fun to think about. We like thinking about cryptids, but it's a thing that like the US is filled with abandoned mines and cave systems. Like the whole west coast of our country was made because of mining. Yeah. Like, so obviously, there's a bunch of abandoned mines all over the fucking
gold
place.
Rush? We live in Arizona, where it is probably more prevalent than most other places in the United States.
Yeah, we have abandoned mines everywhere and fucking ghost towns everywhere.
Yeah, like, cool shit. But it's also very real and very creepy at the same time because, like, I've been to those places. They are unsettling.
Dude, like, and people, like, make movies and talk about, like, playing in abandoned mine shafts. Get the fuck out. Don't do that to yourself. You will fucking die. I don't care that your friends did it. I don't care that it's like, oh, it's a fun hangout. Do you know how often cave-ins happen? They're abandoned. They're not being taken care of anymore. And even when they were still in use, they had a shit ton of cave-ins. It's not a fun place to be. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah. Don't go in caves. Don't go in caves. You ever heard of the peanut butter caves?
No. Wait, maybe. Yes.
Vaguely. A kid just gets stuck, like, head down, like, at a 78, 80 degree angle with his feet hanging back out. Yep. And, like, he had rescuers come in and get all the way to him and literally be like,
we can't do anything.
We can't get you out. So what can we do to make you comfortable in your last moments of life? I'm sorry, excuse me? I just wanted to have a fun Saturday. Nope, just don't go caving.
There's also the mud caves in California, where it's just a bunch of cave systems made out of mud. Don't go in those. They can collapse at any time.
Yeah. No.
We don't like caves.
No.
Close your blinds and don't go in caves.
Stay at home.
Well, by the end of this podcast, we're just going to have a list of rules like Zombieland does of just how to survive.
Yeah.
That can be our first shirt.
Rule number 1, don't go caving. I think that's a strong start for our first.
Number 1, don't go caving. That saves a lot of problems.
Yeah, 100%. Longevity of life is also, like, people are always like, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. It's like, no, bro, it's about a mix.
Yeah, you gotta have like a good, happy life.
You gotta have a long, happy life.
Not, die when you're 17 in a fucking cave.
Not a short fucking crazy life. I mean, yeah, some people want their names to be spoken for the rest of their lives. I don't. Y'all can forget about me.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it.
What the fuck happens? Let us know what other rules we need to come up with on how to survive life, I guess.
Yeah, if you can come up with some good ones, I think the top 3 we could probably pick out and put on a fucking shirt.
Yeah. You need to come up with a better logo to put on the back or something then.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and Threads at No Self Service Pod. Until next time.